pro wrestling, the best promo in the company, and I would say in the business right now, is The Miz. He's definitely improved in the ring. He's not a Daniel Bryan or a Bret Hart, but he's still a competent performer. Yeah. I want this guy to be WWE champion.
You know where you can catch him out, though? After SmackDown Live, The Miz and Mrs. premieres.
I watched an interview with them.
Do you think that it would happen, though, because of that TV show?
I think that's the perfect time to make him champion.
I think eventually.
Good cross promotion right
also,
there.
you know what? I'm going to be honest. Maybe I'll watch it. I like The Miz that much that I'd watch it's not E, it's USA.
It's on USA.
But I would watch it.
The Miz is such a funny guy.
That's why I would watch it.
I listen to the radio show Jim and Sam. It's on Sirius Satellite Radio. It's with Sam Roberts and Jim Norton. And, The Miz and Maurice were on it, and it was so funny. The Miz is, so quick and so witty and just with his character. He's in his character whenever he's on the microphone, and he was so good. So I'm looking forward to the show. I'll give it a whirl. I don't watch reality TV. I don't really watch TV for that matter, but Tuesday night I have nothing else to do. Mets stink, so let's watch the Miz and Mrs.
Stink. There you go. I guess, do you have something to say, Gabe?
Yeah, we already know it's going to be Bryan versus The Miz in SummerSlam. What I really want to happen, I know it's not going to happen, but just bear with me. I really want, if it does happen, Miz wins, but Daniel beats the living crud out of him, and then, it confirms. I know. I just don't want to make sure. Anyways, and I hope he gets announced afterwards to All In. But
I hope not. I don't want to lose him for the WWE. I don't.
Yeah, he wouldn't do it. I think he's too happy where he is.
I think he has too much going on. His family is WWE at this point.
Listen, and I think they're going to make sure they get that contract extension done. I don't think Vince.
If it's not already done, who knows if it's done?
Yeah, and listen, if Daniel Bryan goes to All In,
WWE loses.
WWE will never. It'll be like when Jeff Jarrett. It'll be like he'll be at the level of Jeff Jarrett for years. The way he was on that level. We hate him. That is where he will go.
Yeah,
they will never forgive Daniel Bryan if he goes to All In, and it does really well because if you tell anyone that Daniel Bryan's there, or if he even just shows up, the wrestling world will go ballistic. All In 2, because they're already planning for that, will be insane. The same as they're saying CM Punk might show up to All In, and even if he shows in and cuts a promo, that is going to go miles for these guys.
The only problem is it's just going to be tough to watch these. The only way a company will compete with WWE, which is not going to happen as much as we say we wanted to, it's just not going to happen as far as in America goes. Yeah. It needs a TV company to broadcast this, and sure, you could watch it on demand or you could stream it wherever. It needs a network, whether it's Spike or something to air this.
Paramount now,
but it's just not happening.
Well,
TNA's on what? Pop TV?
Yeah,
nobody knows what that is.
I was trying to find it. I couldn't find it.
Listen, TNA for years is really bad,
but they were once on Spike. Spike is a decently sized network. It's not on the level of USA, but if they could get a Ring of Honor, if they could have this All In show on an actual network, it would be awesome. I think
a lot of people would start watching it.
I would watch it every single week over WWE.
Well, people watch Lucha Underground, and that does pretty good with numbers. I just really hope that TNA gets back to a pretty good network, because Spike was a threshold for them. But
listen, there is plenty of opportunity out there, especially now with everyone knows that wrestling is a legitimate market. You can make a lot of money with a good product. WWE's made $1 billion with a mediocre product. This is mediocre compared to what they could be doing with wrestling right now. And they signed $1 billion to, that's insane. It's insane. The UFC just signed a $1.5 billion deal. There is a lot of money in combative and sports entertainment and all these kinds of things. So if you promote yourself the right way, who knows? And we definitely know that WWE and USA are not doing so hot. I don't think WWE will re-sign Monday Night Raw on USA.
You're dumb because it already happened.
No, when?
It happened a month ago.
I thought they had that years ago.
No, they just agreed to a new 5-year deal after SmackDown Live got done with Fox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, it was reported. Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen. WWE is, they're making so much money. All that
SmackDown Live, you see it already. They are aiming for it to be the A show. I mean, there's been so many rumors about it, and I think it's definitely good. That's what it's going to turn into.
If it's going to be on Fox 5,
it has to be.
It will be.
Friday nights, too.
But that's the only problem, Friday nights. No one's... Listen, if you're in that demographic...
we talked about this before. Like,
I mean, it's tough. Friday night, everybody wants to go out. If I'm Friday night, I'm going to stay home and watch wrestling. No, you want to go out and hang out with your friends. So that's the only thing they have going against it, but it's such, a bigger, widespread audience. Either way, it's going to have better ratings than Monday Night Raw.
They would also have to market it to like people that are like home.
Well, kids
on Friday,
kids,
but like,
which sucks.
Yeah, but then you're going to compete with like games like Fortnite and like all those. Like,
it's just so stupid. Games. Why are we competing for children?
That's also in 2019, so who knows if Fortnite will even still be as big as it is. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But you know what I hope is big in 2019? I hope 205 Live becomes a legit.
205 Live is already really good, all right? And if you haven't been watching it consistently, I suggest you do. Because they're putting on great matches every week, and it's completely underrated. But since we only got about like 8-9 minutes left, let's just finish up SmackDown. Eric Young versus Kofi Kingston. It had no meaning to it, but it's still a good match. Kofi Kingston, we all know, is a good one-on-one competitor, and then Eric Young as well. And then the main event was Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura, who is the United States champion. This was for the United States Championship. It was Jeff Hardy's rematch as he wanted, and I'll pretty much just go through the ending of it because I just got that down. I'm pretty sure that was really the only importance to it. It was a great match, and leading up, fired up, lying in wait, but Hardy counters the Kinshasa with the neck breaker top. No, I'm not going to read this. Pretty much what happens is that Jeff Hardy was about to win. Randy Orton comes out of nowhere, not with an RKO, but he yanks Hardy out of the ring. Jeff Hardy wins by disqualification. Randy gets in his ear and tells if he wants to know why, he'll have to wait to find out, and proceeds to try and tear one of the gauges out of Jeff Hardy's ear, which is also... I look at it and it looked pretty real, but I was almost like I was questioning it if it was really like maybe they just put something on his ear because it definitely was real. But it, like with WWE nowadays, I question everything it does when it comes to being stuff like that brutal because obviously that hurts. I can't imagine how that probably hurt.
Jeff Hardy was probably hopped up on goofballs, didn't feel a thing.
But then he got thrown over the announce table, so I don't really know where
does this lead? I mean,
I'm thinking like a triple threat.
A triple threat? That's just lazy writing. Yeah. I'm more of a fan of just the one-on-one action. If you have a guy like Shinsuke Nakamura, who's really over as a heel, it kind of takes away from him because people aren't talking about Shinsuke Nakamura winning this match. They're only talking about Randy Orton. So
I know.
I'm not a fan of that. I would rather see just have a one-on-one match, Jeff versus Randy, and then you can find another opponent for Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't know who that could be at this moment.
Or how about no opponent for him right now?
No,
I think you got to see.
No. For SummerSlam, yes, but right now, just do Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy.
Maybe that could be a number one contender.
Yeah, and then whoever wins will go on to Shinsuke, and then Shinsuke can bury them.
Yeah, but
I just don't see Randy winning now because in the situation that he's in, I don't see him winning to go on to face Shinsuke. I think it would be Jeff Hardy.
That can't be a one-on-one matchup because Shinsuke's obviously the heel and Orton's a heel. It doesn't really work heel versus heel.
Yeah,
unless you could do face versus face, but heel versus heel is
unless he's the Nia Jax version of heel, where he's heel to this guy and then a face to that guy.
He's been out for 2 months. They are making him heel. You saw it.
Well, now I can definitely say he is a heel.
Yeah.
Last week,
and I wasn't sure. He's so much better.
He's a great heel.
Already. Just what he did by last week was already better than probably anything he did with Jinder.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
can't hinder the Jinder.
It's just working
which
with
is also another
person.
Thing. Jinder.
What is he doing?
He's going, Shanti.
He's doing that again.
Yeah.
That was his old gimmick back in before the 3MB days.
This guy was a WWE champion for God knows how long.
What a downward spiral.
He went back to his jobber persona, Shanti.
Also,
Shanti.
Something that I also wanted to bring up, if you haven't realized, Elias was serious about his album. He released it. It was midnight, and it's 4 songs. You can hear it on Spotify, Apple Music.
I like this.
Is it any good?
I like this thing last week when he was mentioning the date, July 23rd. You could hear him off mic.
Yeah.
Did you listen to any of it? I didn't listen to any of it.
I listened to some of it. It's not good. I mean,
what do you mean? It's great.
What do you expect?
Is it covers? What is it?
No, it's original music.
It's just like 4 tracks.
It's all a joke.
Hold on, I'm gonna go on Spotify. I'll read the titles.
If they would have took it serious, I think it could have been like cool. But it's a joke.
Do you compare it to like that Wendy's mixtape that came out?
I don't even know what that is, so I can't compare it.
Because Wendy's released a mixtape, like I think like a few months ago. It was really bad.
I would choose Elias over that any day.
Is it on Spotify?
Anything else that really stands out as far as pro wrestling? Any other news or rumors or innuendos?
Just look for just watch. Well, I think tonight could be all right, and then SmackDown I think it's going to be even better.
The only thing I know is that Nick Aldis still retained the NWA championship at the ROH show against Flip Gordon, who had his last chance to book it to All In, but he lost.
And he's taking on Cody Rhodes for the NWA championship, right? Isn't that happening?
Yeah.
So Cody Rhodes has the listen, the NWA championship it's not the same. I mean, technically it might be the same championship from the 80s, but it's not the same. Doesn't have the same prestige as when his father Dusty Rhodes held the title. But it would be cool. He'd be the first ever second generation wrestler to hold the title as well as his father holding it.
So he has one song. It's called Elias's Words. There's another song called "The Ballad of Every Town I've Ever Been to."
And the one I remember is "Walk with Me."
Yeah. Tell us how you think about it tomorrow, like next week.
Yeah, I'll give it a whirl. I'll give it a listen. And speaking of stuff on the WWE Network, real quick, I don't know if you guys watch Table for Three at all.
Oh, yes. I love that show.
Great show.
There was a really good one. It was Eric Bischoff, Bruce Pritchard, and then the third guy was JBL.
Oh.
And they filmed it during WrestleMania weekend, and it was really
funny.
Why
you like it.
It's my three guys. I love all three of those guys, and
even the bully,
Eric Bischoff.
I like JBL.
I remember back in the day.
I'll tell you this though, it's funny because I was listening to Pritchard's podcast, and he tells the story how Bischoff was just drunk as a skunk while filming that. So if you watch it again, it's pretty funny to watch it and realize that Bischoff was just loaded throughout the whole promo.
Nice.
It's some funny stuff. But that's going to do it for us on the Squared Circle.
Once we have like leftover time, we're usually right on the
next week we're going to get into all of this. We'll go over who the number one contender. We're going to have basically SummerSlam set, the main event. We'll know who's taking on Brock Lesnar. We're going to know who's going to take on AJ Styles next week, because on this week's Raw and SmackDown we're going to find out.
And we'll talk about that historic announcement.
Yeah,
what it is. We'll see.
I don't think it's going to be anything too historic, but we'll see. For Dominic,
listen, it's going to be historic.
Go ahead. No,
that's it. I was just saying it's going to be historic. They've been pushing it down our throats.
Do you think that opens up Raw?
Yes, but I was kidding. Just go.
All right.
It better be.
It wasn't supposed to be serious. I was just supposed to.
He was just joking. All right. So for Dominic Arbolino, Joe Ritter, and Just Gabe, I'm Justin Greenberg. Make sure to stay tuned, because up next it's the home stretch, and I'm sure they're going to be talking Tiger Woods. They're going to be talking. What else are you talking?
You think we're talking about Tiger Woods? You've never listened to this show.
They're not talking golf.
He has a good reason to not listen.
Golf?
I'm sure they'll be talking about the Mets.
Right. My 95-year-old rich white man?
Golf's a sport.
Yes.
The Mets and their travesty of what's going on with them.
So everybody, tune out. We'll see you on the station next week because no one listens to them. See you later.
Bye.